99 Nights is one of the scariest Roblox horror games right now, full of monsters and terrifying entities. The game even claims it's based on true events and inspired by real life. So what if these creatures weren't just in the game? What if they're actually real? Today, we'll see how these scary entities might look in real life. Let's start with the cultists. The cultists are some of the scariest characters in 99 Nights in the Forest. They look like strange yellow figures wearing leather coats with deer antlers on their heads and spears in their hands. Every 4 nights, they raid your campfire. You can also find them hiding in buildings like the Stronghold, which usually contain valuable items. These cultists are part of a mysterious group that worships the deer. At night, you'll even see them performing dark rituals around summoning circles, star-shaped symbols with torches and markings. In real life, rituals like these have been reported too. For example, in April 2025 in India, a young girl named Lali was kidnapped by her own relatives for an occult sacrifice. They believed the ritual would give them supernatural powers. Just like in the game, real occult groups that are often described as tall figures in robes, sometimes even wearing animal horns. Hikers and police have even found pentagrams, candles, and animal bones arranged in circles deep in the woods, exactly like the one we see in Roblox. And just like in the game where the cultists worship the deer, these real groups are said to worship deer in hopes of gaining power. Some of the rituals even involve child sacrifice, the same way the cultists in 99 Nights kidnap 4 children for their dark rituals. Alpha Wolf. This guy isn't just a normal wolf. It's bigger, stronger, and way more intelligent, and it deals a ton of damage. With dark gray fur, glowing red eyes, and razor-sharp teeth, this beast is built to hunt, and it only comes out at night, making it one of the most terrifying threats in the forest. This design is inspired by the Canis lupus, the gray wolf, which is the largest living member of the wolf family. In real life, gray wolves also have thick fur, piercing eyes, and sharp fangs just like in Roblox. But let's be real, guys, these wolves don't just turn into monsters. They live in packs, and every pack has an alpha wolf. The alpha is the strongest and the smartest of the group. It decides when to fight, when to hunt, and when to move. In other words, it's the leader that keeps the whole pack alive. But in Roblox, alpha wolves and normal wolves don't just seem to work together. The deer. The deer is the main monster in 99 Nights. It's a huge creeper creature, but much taller than a human, that walks on 2 legs with giant glowing eyes and sharp claws. At night, it hunts players who leave the campfire. Weapons don't hurt it, so don't try, but bright lights like flashlights can stun it for a short time. But when the deer gets angry, oh god, it becomes even scarier. Its eyes turn red, it drops to all 4s and runs faster than any player can. Now, real deer don't act or look like this, but on June 5th, 2023, a person named Pigeon, who lives in Ohio along the Ohio River by West Virginia, was driving home from work late at night. At a sharp turn on a remote road, he had to switch off his high beams. Each time he did, he saw a shadow rush across the road. It was a tall, skinny figure with glowing eyes. When he turned off his headlights, the shadow stood up on 2 legs like a human with antlers on its head, then crawled away into the forest on all 4s. Many people believe this was a Wendigo, a scary legend from North America. The Wendigo is said to have a deer skull or antlers for a head, and an endless hunger that can never be filled. No matter how much it eats, it only grows hungrier. It stalks people in the woods, sometimes for days before attacking. That's almost exactly how the deer acts in Roblox. On night 1, it doesn't attack, it just watches you from the trees. After that, if you leave the campfire at night, it starts hunting you. The kids. In 99 Nights in the Forest, one of your main goals is to rescue 4 missing children. If you explore near campfires, you can even hear their cries in the distance. When you first join in the game, it greets you with the message that this game is based on a true story. Well, what's real about this? Were there actually missing children? In May 2023, a small plane crashed deep inside of the Amazon rainforest in Colombia. On board were 4 indigenous children, ages 11 months to 13 years old. Sadly, their mother and 2 other adults died in the crash, leaving the kids completely alone in the jungle. For 40 days, they survived among jaguars, snakes, and poisonous plants. The oldest child, Leslie, helped keep her young siblings alive by feeding them seeds, fruits, and food dropped by rescuers from the air. When the children were finally rescued, the world was shocked because nobody thought kids that young could survive in such a dangerous place. The children said a dog appeared in the forest and stayed with them for several days, almost like it was protecting them. And that reminds me of the game 99 Nights. In the game, wolves guard the first missing child, Dino, deep in the woods. And in real life, these children said a mysterious dog was guarding them too. The owl is the second monster in 99 Nights in the Forest. It's a massive white bird with glowing eyes that only appear at night. Most of the time, it just silently watches you from far away, but sometimes it lands right next to you and just stares, dead in the eyes. When that happens, you'll see an eye symbol above its head. If you move too much, the eyes slowly turn red, but if you stay perfectly still, the eyes fade back to white and the owl flies away. It's like a test of patience. This strange behavior seems heavily inspired by a real-life legend from West Africa, a terrifying creature called the Kikian, also known as the soul cannibal. Just hearing its name scared people. On July 14, 1928, a respected hunter named Aga Wu from a small village in Gambia, Africa, claimed he saw the creature sitting on a tree while he was out hunting in the morning. He described it as 5 feet tall with a 20-foot wingspan, a human-like face covered in feathers, and giant owl-like claws that could rip through flesh. The Kikian is said to hunt at night, silently stalking its prey before attacking. Some stories even say it can hunt animals like deer. And that matches perfectly with the game, because the owl in 99 Nights is the only creature that can actually scare the deer away. Maybe because just like in the legend, the deer is its prey. The fairy is an NPC in 99 Nights in the Forest. You'll find her outside the mushroom house during the day selling seed boxes in exchange for flowers you collect. She has a bright yellow body with fixed smile, long white hair, with a flower crown, a gray top, and a pink skirt shaped like petals. Now here's where it gets interesting. In the early 1900s, a group called the Fairy Investigation Society researched fairies and collected hundreds of reports from people around the world who claimed to see real ones. And if we look at the Sherwood Forest in Europe, old people often talked about fairies wearing white dresses roaming around the forest. They were said to give special seeds to poor farmers for a good harvest. There were also mysterious circles of mushrooms that appeared overnight. People believe fairies danced there under the moonlight. So while there's no proof that tiny fairies really lived in mushrooms, the fairies from the European forest can be linked to Roblox, where the fairy also sells seeds. The aliens are special characters in 99 Nights in the Forest. They don't always appear, but sometimes UFOs fly over the forest at night, which makes the forest feel even more mysterious when it happens. A few of them crash, by the way, so if you're brave enough, you can enter one of the broken ships. Inside, you'll find thin, gray creatures with big eyes. Alone, they're weak, but in groups, they can be quite dangerous. And this is where it gets strange. Back in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, the same type of UFO crash was reported. Just like in the game, people said a UFO really did crash. Witnesses even claimed that they saw gray, human-like figures inside. The story became one of the most famous UFO sightings in the world, and the aliens in the game look almost the same. So when you see them in Roblox, remember, people have reported seeing these gray figures in real life too. The Frog King in the Whirlpool. The King Frog is only found in the secret whirlpool inside of a hidden frog cave. It's a big boss monster with a bright orange body and horns. Yes, a frog with horns. Come on, people. When you defeat it, you get frog gear like armor, a spear, and boots. The King Frog seems inspired by the Beelzebuffu, a real giant frog that once lived millions of years ago. And even today, people in South America talk about seeing giant frogs near caves and rivers, way bigger than normal frogs. But what about the frog pond? This is where it gets really interesting, so pay attention. On November 20th, 1980, something terrifying happened at Lake Penner in Louisiana. Workers were drilling for an oil on the lake when they accidentally broke into a salt mine underneath. Within minutes, the calm lake turned into a massive whirlpool. It was so strong that it sucked down trees, boats, and even people. So, what if the other monsters in 99 Nights are also real? Well, if you want to know more, hit the subscribe button.